With the release of Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 12, the final ever episode of the Clone Wars, many of us asked the question, did the Bad Batch execute Order 66 after the end of their arc in Clone Wars Season 7? I'm going to break down everything we know about the Bad Batch after ARC Trooper Echo joined them and during Order 66. So before we dive deep into it, remember to subscribe to the channel to be notified as soon as I release more incredible Star Wars content. At the moment, a shockingly small 2.7 of you who are watching this video are subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy the content, let's try to get that number just a bit higher. Clone Force 99, or the Bad Batch, was a clone commando squad led by Sergeant Hunter that contained a group of clones who were specially designed to hold genetic mutations that were useful in specific battle scenarios. The group comprised of Crosshair, who had brilliant eyesight and aiming abilities, Wrecker, who was reckless but carried extreme strength, Tech, who had an enhanced mental capacity and extreme intelligence, and finally Hunter, who was the leader of the squad and was able to detect electromagnetic pulses through his enhanced sensory abilities. Because we never saw the aftermath to the story of the Bad Batch in Clone Wars Season 7, many of us are still asking, did they execute Order 66? Fortunately, we do have a bit of information from an unreleased story reel from Dave Filoni that points to their fate after the Battle of Anaxis. Following their success on Skako Minor and Anaxis, Clone Squad 99 travelled to the planet Kashyyyk. While on the planet, they were forced to fight off invasions from the Separatists under the command of Jedi Grand Master Yoda. This arc was intended to demonstrate the reasoning behind Yoda's awesome line from Revenge of the Sith, "Good relations with the Wookiees, I have." While on Kashyyyk, we see the Bad Batch fight alongside Chewbacca and Tarful, who you may remember from both Revenge of the Sith and Jedi Fallen Order. The group were forced to fight off Kinraths, who were a species of giant arachnids that were found in the caves of Kashyyyk that first featured in the Knights of the Old Republic game. While being led by Master Yoda, the Bad Batch came up against a brand new Separatist leader named Bubwa Venomore, a Trandoshan, who had never made an appearance in the Clone Wars before. Now this leads us to the point of the Battle of Kashyyyk. Because the Bad Batch were on Kashyyyk only months prior to the battle, it is very possible that the group continued to fight on the planet well into the events of Revenge of the Sith. Because we didn't see the Bad Batch make an on-screen appearance during Revenge of the Sith, Master Yoda was obviously no longer commanding the group. This means that the Bad Batch were very likely assigned to Master Luminara Unduli, who we also know was present during the battle because of her appearance in the film. We also know that Luminara's clone commander, Gree, was reassigned to serve under Master Yoda at the battle, possibly leaving room for her to take control of the Bad Batch. If it is the case that the Bad Batch were assigned to Luminara at the time of Order 66, it would be extremely likely that they did have inhibitor chips and executed Order 66 on her, but did not kill her on the spot. We know from Star Wars Rebels that Luminara was not immediately killed after Order 66, but instead captured and imprisoned for a short while after. Another incredibly interesting theory is that after they remained loyal to Darth Sidious through Order 66, they were placed under the direct command of Darth Vader in his Scar Squadron. The Scar Squadron were a group of elite special forces stormtroopers who fell under the personal command of Darth Vader, very similarly to the Bad Batch. The Scar Squadron were also known by the name Task Force 99, very similar to the name Clone Squad 99 from the Clone Wars Season 7. On top of this, if you look at the Scar Squadron group, you'll notice some incredible similarities between them and the Bad Batch. The massive brute stormtrooper in the Scar Squadron looks extremely close to Heavy from the Bad Batch, who in addition loved massive weaponry just like this stormtrooper is holding. Honestly, how cool does this guy look? I really hope he is Wrecker. Another trooper in the squadron has his helmet glowing a strong blue, as if it is some sort of visual enhancement or screen. This would be the equivalent to Tech's visor from the Bad Batch arc, making it possible that this trooper is Tech himself. Next, you have the leader of the squad, which would obviously be the equivalent of Hunter, who led the Bad Batch at Anaxis and Skako Minor. On the other hand, because we already know the name of the squad leader, Sergeant Krill, it's possible that either Hunter took up a new name after joining Vader, or that Vader replaced his leadership with someone that he was more trusting of. Following that, you can see a trooper wearing a hood, who does look very similar to Crosshair from the Bad Batch. He's also holding a massive sniper rifle which fits his superior aiming abilities perfectly. Echo could be either one of the two troopers at the back, because the modifications made to him were mostly internal, with only some external wiring left on his skull. As for the other troopers in the group, it's possible Vader wanted to expand the group's specialties to help in his quest to destroy rebels. It would also probably require Vader to have discovered a way to slow the aging of the clones down, as they would be approaching an age where they could no longer fight. The Scar Squadron name stood for Special Commando Advanced Recon Trooper, which is a perfect match for the Special Forces role that the Bad Batch played during the Clone Wars. There is also another very interesting theory that states, because the Bad Batch was so unique and specialized in certain abilities, the Kaminoan scientists were not able to place inhibitor chips in their heads, making them immune from Order 66. We know that Echo likely had his chip removed by the Separatists while captured by them, so it would make a whole lot of sense for the rest of them to refuse to execute Order 66. The Separatists that captured him obviously didn't know about the chip because it was a closely guarded secret for Darth Sidious, but it would have likely been accidentally damaged or removed when they connected the cybernetic interface to his brain. It would honestly be incredible if the Bad Batch were able to avoid Order 66 and live onto the Imperial era. Overall, I really hope the Bad Batch did go on to become Darth Vader's Scar Squadron, but let me know what you think. Did the Bad Batch execute Order 66 and join Darth Vader's Scar Squadron, or did the Bad Batch have their inhibitor chips removed? I'm sure we'll get a whole lot more answers about this question from Dave Filoni very soon. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified as soon as I release more awesome Star Wars content. Thanks again so much for watching. Cheers guys.